Good morning, everybody. Okay, make sure everything's looking shipshape. That's it. Get the feed going. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully Facebook are nice to us today. There we go. Hope I can see everybody's comments. Good morning, Caroline. And yep, let's hope we don't get cut off in our prime this week. Okay. Just wait for a few more people to watch. Very grey day today, but quite warm still. I've got everything ready here. Got Brian here as well.
I'm here.
Well, I hope everyone's been enjoying crafting. No,
Oh.
never, Caroline. No such thing. No such thing at all.
Oh well, we've got one viewer. Morning, lovely.
And hopefully you won't be able to hear it, but our neighbours are having a new back path laid, and it was a little bit noisy yesterday, but I'm hoping today's a little bit quieter.
Morning, Donna.
Good morning, Donna. How are you? Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Jane.
There you go. I thought it was only going to be me, Caroline, and you, Pippa.
Yeah. Mind you, that's the beauty of doing these, isn't it? Because they're saved. And good evening, Bev. Oh, is it really? Oh, really?
What, Australia?
Gosh. Good morning, Jax.
Morning, Jax. Good day, Beth.
0 degrees. Not sure what it is here at the moment. Muggy. It's muggy is what it is. Yeah. Okay.
It gets cold in Australia.
No, I still can't get my head around it. Should know better, really, shouldn't I? Okay, so I'll get started. I'll run through all the bits and bobs. Good morning, Vanessa. Oh, throat surgery. Oh no. Oh, Donna. Let me know how you get on.
Yeah, please.
I bet.
Oh, which part of Yorkshire, Jill?
Yes, I can't remember which part Jill's in. Yeah, definitely know that feeling, Bev. Good morning, Wendy. Skipton.
Proper Yorkshire then, Jill. Morning, me Julie.
Good morning, Julie.
I just say morning here.
Yes, Donna.
Let
me know, because I'll worry otherwise. I shall keep wondering how you are. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Katie. Okay, let's get started. I'll just run through what I'm going to be proper Yorkshire what I'm using. Okay, so Stamps wise, I will be using Julie's Hand-Picked Blossoms and Blooms and Hand-Picked Florals Stamp and Die, because I am absolutely in love with those sets. I've also used Hazel's Square Alphabet Medley Stamp and Die set for the lettering. I chose the squares because to me they reminded me of the watercolour pans, so that's why I did that. The embroidery hoop is a 7-inch, but use whatever size you like. You just need to remember that the piece you're working on needs to be slightly bigger than the inner hoop so that it will fit round and tuck round nicely. I'm also using, this is some of the cartridge paper that I bought ages ago. Unfortunately, they don't sell this anymore, but a really good quality cartridge paper or mixed media paper will be great for this, because it takes any water. It's nice and strong, which is what you need because you're stretching it slightly. You will also need some plain card. For cutting the circles, I used circle dies, but if you don't have any that large, use a plate. Find a plate. Good morning, Josephine.
Morning, Josephine.
You also need a die cutting machine. I'll be using VersaFine Claire Nocturne as per usual. You need the usual things like a stamp press. You'll want an old paintbrush to add to your decorations, a little bit of sandpaper, some acrylic paints. I've been using the right way up, the Art by Marlene acrylic paints from Studio Light Essentials. I know Hazel has still got these in stock. I checked yesterday. Yes. It very, some of the, you know, the old sayings and songs, and it's very true, isn't it? Thank you, Bev. So yeah, I checked yesterday and she's still got them in stock, so if you want any of these paints, they're really lovely. They've got a lovely texture and they've got some beautiful colours. So that was the paints I was using, and if you have them or want to get them, I used the red is called Ho Ho Ho, the orange is called Hot Curry, the yellow is Happy, the light green is Kermit, the light blue is Mermaid, the darker blue is called Smurf, and the purple is Plunk. Which makes me smile. I like using those paints because they make me smile. For colouring in, I've been using Inktense pencils, which I now swear by and I'm addicted to. Good morning, Yvonne. Yeah, I think, no, it was Christmas, wasn't it? I was very lucky and had these for Christmas. So I've used chili red, tangerine, sun yellow, apple green, field green, iris blue, bright blue and violet. They really are worth every penny, those pencils. Okay, you'll need some water brushes, a black fine liner pen, a black alcohol marker to colour the hoop, and then glue, scissors, ball tool, some glossy accents, and then some twine and ribbon just to finish it off. I cut some twine. Snuff blue, it's great, isn't it? I cut some twine. It's about 70 centimeters, and then I've then folded it in half so you get double. But I'll show you that more when we attach it. Okay, so let's make a start. Those already. Okay.
Oh, Joe's in the building. Hi, Joe.
Good morning, Joe. I was listening to you yesterday, Joe. I was sitting in my corner. So from the cartridge paper, I've die cut a circle slightly larger than this is the inner hoop, so that you can then, let's move this in, as you can see, you've got enough room there to fold over. Good morning, Debbie.
Good day, Debbie.
And you're freezing in Australia as well. Aww.
I can't believe it's freezing.
Take care, everybody. It's freezing in Australia. They're giving out heat wave warnings in America. And then you will need a plain piece of card, slightly smaller. This then fits on the back, which I'll show you. That needs to be able to fit inside of there. It just strengthens things and keeps things nice and safe. Yes, it is. Let me bring it over. Julie's hand-picked florals, the stamps and the dies, and Julie's hand-picked blossoms and blooms. Because what I originally wanted to do was to do the MDF artist palette, the paint palette, but because I couldn't find any, no, it's not at all. It's well, it's a bit muggy, but no. It got really cold overnight. I haven't been able to find anything suitable, or the only thing I could find were the actual artist palettes, which wouldn't really have worked as well because they're not the right depth and what have you. So I know other people wanted to know about making with embroidery hoops, so I thought I would combine the both. Okay, and then I'm also using Hazel's square alphabet with the matching dies to cut those out as well. So you will also need, I've got lots of little bits and bobs here. Take these out. So I've got my little carrier ready. You are going to need 2 of the sprigs. I've done most of the colouring, but I've still left some, so you've got the basic idea. In total, you will need 6 of the small flowers. Okay, and we've got, of course you don't have to use exactly the same words as I have. Whatever. Yeah. I'm making a puzzle today. Yeah. So you want some. You want this make obviously 7 letters. So you want to cut 7 squares out of the paper and 7 from plain card. Just to lift them up slightly. Okay, so pop those over there. Try not to lose them. So again, I've got most of that done, but I will show you the technique again as we go. So the first thing we need to do is some stamping. Obviously, when you've die cut all your elements, you can then go in and stamp those. So we're going to use the lovely, beautiful large stamp first. Stamp press in. You need to remember that although it's a circle, it will be hanging straight. Let's get this popped in, put that up to the edge. I have to move those when I put the stamp on. Okay, So we kind of, you can tell that this stamp does go round in an arc almost. So we can follow that through. We want to get the majority of this onto the circle itself. It doesn't matter if anything comes off the edge. Just keep wiggling it until you're happy with how that looks. I think that's going to be fine. Make sure that stays on. Pick that up. So if you haven't got the large dies, that's fine. Find a plate. And even if a plate is too big for the hoop you're using, there is a way of trimming it down. Get a nice lot of ink on here on this lovely, gorgeous big stamp. Some nice gentle taps all over. Don't want to press down too hard because that's when we might have the occurrence of over stamping. Come in, nice even gentle pressure. Start on the outside, then gradually work my way inwards. That makes sense. Giving the ink enough time to sink into that paper as well. This paper is made with recycled coffee cups, so you need to give it a chance to sink in there. If there's any areas you want to pop a little bit more pressure into, like the centres, just hold that down there. Just wiggle that gently. Flex it. See how we've done. Yep, there we go. Lovely. Little wipe. This must sound worse to you than it does here because the microphone picks it up. Okay, let's put that away. I've not have I used that? I'm not sure if I have or not. Card might be a bit too solid. It might be too thick. You really want something like a paper because obviously it needs to bend and to flex with the circular nature of the hoop. But by all means try it. You might just need to manipulate it a little bit more, but that shouldn't be a problem. But I would definitely go with, I mean, this is just a cartridge paper. I'm not sure what GSM this is because I've had it for so long. Maybe about a 180, a little bit more, between 180 220, I would think. Okay, so once you've got that stamped out, you want to know where to put. Now I call these stamps starbursts. I'm not sure what Julie calls them. It's the little cluster. I'll bring this one in. I've done the little cluster there. Those nice little decorative touches. So what I would do is place in where I'm going to pop my different elements. Say that there, that there. I've got one in here, one up there. and then you'll know where you want any extra areas to be filled in. Just makes life a little bit easier. It's a gorgeous stamp, isn't it, Caroline? So we'll come in here and I've one at the top. It would be impossible to stamp in afterwards because the die cut elements are 3D. Okay. It's always a good idea to do this. Sometimes I take photographs as well, just so I know where I'm putting everything. One down here. I've kept the accents, if you like, black, because I was kind of going with an arty feel. And the hoop is black. Okay. And then we'll have a little one coming round from the sprigs. Just adds that beautiful finishing detail, that little bit extra. Okay, you could add more or less. You could do them in colours if you wanted to. Okay, let's pop that away so it doesn't go missing.
Yeah, you and small stamps.
You have a habit of disappearing on me.
Yeah,
which isn't good. Okay, so that is basically the ring stamped. Let's move those to one side. Okay, let's bring that up. There we go. Okay, so I'll just show you what I did to create the letters, and this is the same with any die cut. I know I've done this before, but just in case anybody hasn't seen this, and of course anybody watching on YouTube hasn't seen this. Okay, so I'm using the square letters. That's a fine one. Let's go with A. So the easiest way I find to do this, I'm just going to pop it down. Doesn't matter, it could actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on the wonk look. It doesn't matter.
Beth wants to suck a beautiful stamp design.
Predictive text, doesn't it? Drive you crazy.
Beth, do you want to suck a beautiful stamp design?
Okay, so I've got the carrier from which the die that comes with these, and then we can just spend a little time making sure that's got even border all the way around it. We can hold this in place, and this will be exactly the same for all those florals as well. Definitely Avon. Okay. Then we're going to pop our square that's been die cut back in again. That sits in there perfectly. Re-ink the stamp. There we go. And then just do that for each one. Makes life so much easier. There we go. You can see that. Yep. No problem. And that's done. Then you haven't got to spend ages trying to either stamp directly onto the square or stamp something like that and then try and die cut around it. Okay, you will do exactly the same for all your florals as well. I'm sure we can cover that again in the future. It's no problem. Okay, let's put these back. Works the same with the circle alphabet as well. these to one side now. And keep everything tidy-ish. Let's move that out of the way.
Easy to line up.
Okay, cleared everything. Yep. So I've already started some of the colouring in. But I've left enough of each thing so you can see how each thing has been coloured. Okay, so got the flower on there. I've left a sprig, I've left a letter and one of the smaller flowers. This isn't quite as detailed as some of the other colouring in we've done, and you know, I know we've done lots of colouring in the past. Oh, you're welcome, Julia. And I'm sure it was Joe Street that I saw doing it. So we need to thank Joe, really, don't we? Okay, so I've got a couple of water brushes, which have definitely seen better days. I tried to give them a wash yesterday, but it didn't really make a lot of difference. So I think I need to treat myself to some new brushes. Well, yeah, it's quite a long time to wait though, isn't it? So this one is going to be orange. What I've done is I've tried to follow the colours of the rainbow right through, starting from red to violet, and the green obviously is the leaves. Okay, so if we start with the orange, I'm going to put my other glasses on as well. Hold on with them. So I can see what I'm doing, which would help.
Yeah.
So we don't need anything else. All we got are the watercolour pencils, water brushes. We don't need any extra water or anything. And this is really quite simple. I'm just going to come straight in, put in a bit of the colour down into the centre. Don't have to worry about how neat that is. Let's bring you in a bit. See if I go the right way, because I always manage to get it the wrong way. Come on, phone, catch up. It's the other way. Yay!
Oh.
Have I done that right? Holding my breath, just so we can see the colouring in a little bit easier. There we go, that's better. So I'm using the medium, like the bullet tip pen for this. Just going to come in with each one, drag the colour out from the middle to the edge so that it gets lighter as it reaches the tips. They are worth investing in, these pencils. You don't have to get a huge set. You can get the tin of 12. But the colour is absolutely gorgeous. If you start building up a bit too much colour, it's not blending out so much, just give it a wipe and pull the rest of the colour out. The thing I like with these pencils is you don't get that waxy finish. It's a nice clear, clean colour. I'm pretty sure you can buy these in singles as well. So.
Okay. You can use take the colour. What's in the light?
Absolutely. It's so quick. That's why I like using these. It's really quick.
Instant gratification.
And I tend to use alcohol markers more often than not.
You do,
But,
don't you?
for something like this, I thought it would be in keeping with the nature of the project, with the arty feel. That's it. You can I'll just clean off my my brush on my hand. If you don't want to do it, just on your onto your mat. Get a tissue there as well. You can also drag the colour back just with plain water back in. That will lighten that up for you. Just literally moving the particles of colour.
Everyone's gone quite with that.
Yeah, it's colouring, isn't it? There we go. And we'll carry on with the petals underneath. We want these a little bit darker.
Thumbs up if everybody's falling asleep.
Being at all careful with where I'm putting the pencil there. And as soon as you add that water, it comes to life.
Yvonne just said you make it so easy.
It's all trial and error.
Get them out, Yvonne.
Just just fiddle about with whatever I've got and see what happens.
You learn by playing.
Definitely. That's the best part. We could go into a lot more detail with the colouring as well with this. You could add the light and shade coming in from either end of the petal, picking up the light in different areas if you wanted to. Just wanted quite a fluid watercolory feel to it. You can see as they're drying, you do get a much better finish with them. You can still see your stamped lines, which is lovely. Sometimes that doesn't happen. It gets all waxy or chalky or there we go. Let that dry off a little bit before I just add the second layer. I'm not putting my hand up. Yes, they are, and colours go over the top of each other nicely as well. Okay, let's move that to one side. We've got a little bit of leaf here. And the greens. We've got a dark green and a light green. Again, just going to come in from the inner to the outer. Make sure I'm shot, that would help. The desk wobbling again.
Yeah.
Make sure the brush is clean. You've got water flow from the brush at all times, which is great. This is why you don't need water, because they were originally developed so artists could take them out and about without the need to lug a load of water about with them. So I'm just doing exactly the same thing. Take a bit off, make it lighter to the outside. Yes, yeah, a bit like we do with oxides and distress inks. It will give you that bleached effect. You can add some more water to it and take it away with by picking it up with tissue. Okay, so hopefully you can see that the ends of the leaves are lighter. I'm sorry, I got a splodge of paint then where I was doing the other ones, but we won't see that when it's done.
No.
So then I can come in with a darker colour. I'm just gonna literally take a little bit off of the end. Don't touch the wood, because that can ruin the pencil and go mouldy. I'm just going to come back in just where I think it will be darker, blend that in gently. Again, hopefully you can see, just going to pick a little bit up from the tip. Turn this around. Quite sort of loose with this. Take a bit off and blend that back out. Also, another thing with leaves, which is quite nice to do, if you want to add some come out. To add some yellow, I like the sunshine's hitting it. So again, just taking some from the very tip, not touching the wood, and adding that in there. They blend really beautifully. That's that. Okay, so I'm just going to come back in with the orange and just do what we've just done on the leaves. I'm going to pick some up just from the very end. Just put a few bits of shading in where Julie's drawn those lines. The centres of the flowers have different colours, but I followed the rainbow through as well. So where there's an orange flower here, I've done an orange centre in the yellow. And then where there's a blue flower here, the centre is yellow, and so on. So it follows through. So the red flower has got the violet colour. Just to keep the palette the same. And again, the centre's a bit lighter because all I did was go back in it with the plain water from the brush. There we go. That will do us. Give that a little wipe. Okay, off a little bit, that won't take long. So if I show you how I did the sprig, the flower and the little letter. So our A is going to be the lighter blue. Let's get these out, which is the iris blue. All I've done is hold this down, just added it there, left hand side and the bottom. I've got a smaller brush. I'm just going to work that colour. And then out into that corner just to give it some depth. And then again you can push this back into the corners, away from the letter so you can see it. There we go, like so. Bring that up a little bit. If you wanted to, you could use some white highlights as well with a paint pen. Okay, what colour do I need now? And then I'm going to use the red on this flower. This is chili red. Again, straight into the centre. Use a smaller brush again, just makes life easier. Use that colour. Give it a wipe. Just use the remainder on the ends. You can see that okay. Just wipe in every time before I pull the colour out so it doesn't get too saturated. I'm just going to pop a little bit of the purple into the centre. So, if you wanted to, you could come back in and just highlight those stamens. A little bit, just be gentle. There we go. And we've just got the sprig to finish now, so we just need the purpley one. Those back.
Morning, darling.
Good morning, Andreen. Literally again, just going into the base. Use a slightly larger brush on this, I think. That one I want a bit darker because it's hiding underneath. Wipe it and then drag that colour. There we go. Nearly there. lovely when you start to see things coming together on a project, isn't it?
What card are you using?
This for these bits, it's a cartridge paper. It is actually made with recycled coffee cups, so you've got that extra bit of strength in it. Just going to pour some of that colour back out as well, give it a bit more definition. Okay, here we go. It's giving hand a wipe. And we've got our colouring finished. Okay, let's take those off. Put the tops back on those. We've had these for about 8 years, these brushes, so I think it's probably about time. Okay, so I'll show you this bit next, because I really like changing the colours of embroidery hoops when I'm using them. So with this, we only want, if I have a look at the other one, I've done this one already, just to save a bit of time. We don't need to do the inner part of the outer ring because that won't be seen. So I've done the edges and the outer. And then with this one, all you need to do is one edge and the inside. So all I've got, my trusty Pro marker, any alcohol marker will work for this. Just going to make my way around. I think the one I did with Mary's stamps with the sunflowers, I used grey, which look quite nice. This is instant. You could use paint if you wanted to, but sometimes it just builds up. It gives it too much surface area. It gets a bit sticky. This is nice and quick.
This way you're using the chisel tip of your alcohol marker.
Yeah, hardly ever use the chisel tip of the alcohol
Does
markers.
anyone use the chisel tip?
Hardly ever. There we go. You might get a little bit on your fingers, but it does dry quickly. And then we just need to do the inside, so I just hold it this way. This is what I love with working with wood. You can do so much with it. It can take a lot, can't it?
Yeah, wood. Yeah. Alcohol markers, not like wet anyway.
No. It's the very nature of the medium, with them being alcohol, it evaporates quicker.
Yeah, dries so quick.
Which is great.
Yeah,
So
done.
that's
Just
that
imagine
done.
If you did that with paint.
Yeah, and you'd getting more of a mess with paint. So that will dry off fairly quickly. Give it a waft.
Oh, Linda News just asked, where did we get our recycled coffee cup paper from?
I got it quite a long time ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. I did originally get it from Amazon. Let's just move this back out again. Am I going the right way? Let's have a look. Yeah. And they don't sell it at the moment. The actual packaging has gone from it as well. So that was why I would suggest any good quality cartridge paper for this, because it's got that flexibility and strength. And I'm saying it's about feels and sounds like it's quite probably more around the 200 220 mark, I would say, GSM, by the feel of it. It's incredibly sturdy. It will take all your media, your waters, and if you wanted to use paint on there as well, it's great. I bought a load at the time for making notebooks and things, so but a good quality cartridge paper or even some mixed media paper will be great, because you've got that flexibility in it to work with. Okay, so this is dried off enough now. All I'm going to do is use a black fine liner. I've done most of the little dots that are around here. I have coloured in keeping with the black accents. It was, yes. I've used it a lot. I keep hoping that they're going to bring it back. But you know that everything gets sealed into a plastic bag, doesn't it, when things are delivered? And they pop the information on a bit of paper inside it, and of course your bag breaks and splits and all sorts of things, and you lose it. And over time, I even check back on my past orders to try and find it, and it's not there. And I had a look to see if there was anything else comparable, and I couldn't find anything. And I think we all know what Amazon's like. It's the biggest rabbit hole there is. Okay, so want to turn, this is the inner ring, turn this back so we've got the plain edge here. I'm going to use the glue that I always use. I'm going to add some all along the top here.
You've got shares in this glue company.
I think I must have. They should be paying me commission, shouldn't they? I don't even know if they're on social media. I should check that.
If they're not, that's stupid. I that's my opinion. No one else is.
Oh, brilliant, Jill. Okay, so that's on there. I'm going to turn this over. Place this on top, glue side down, just stand up so I can position this. Get an even border all the way around, and we just need this to hold in place for the glue to take. Jill, did you get the massive pack of, what was it, 100 A3 sheets? Because I mean, it's lasted me so long. Try and pop something down on top of there while we get on with something else, just to give that time to take. Just so we got nice and even. Let's pop stamp platform on top of that. That down a bit. Put my bottle of water, my water bottle on there as well, just to hold that down. And I'm just gonna let's glue these on first. So I've got all my little letters coloured in. Ah, was it? It's brilliant stuff though. So I've just got plain card here, just to lift it slightly away from the surface. So I'm just going to glue the decorated ones on top like we do with other die cuts to give them dimension. Nice and easy to put together. I didn't want them to be too dimensional. But just enough so you can see a difference. Has anyone got anything crafty planned for today? Or going anywhere exciting? Oop. Yep. Quite handy to use tweezers if these are difficult to pick up. Can be a little bit fiddly, can't they? There we go. Yes, there is Jack's. Let me just pop that one on. Let me dig it out for you. There's this one and one for the circles as well. So it comes in a strip of 5, so you can cut five at the same time, which is brilliant. That's that one, and there's the circles as well, because that alphabet, there's both the alphabet sets are so handy. That's the circle one. So worth having a look for those if you haven't got them. Okay, the sprigs will keep as they are. I'm just going to use a pokey tool. With the flowers, just to give them a bit of shape. So all I'm doing is pulling them up from the middle and then bending them over like that. Yeah. Bending them down over the pokey tool, holding it in the middle. Just gives it a different look from going that way all the time.
You got my pokey tool.
This is my pokey tool. Something else I've had for years.
And I got one now.
You could do it the other way up as well. That looks nice. Let's try that with one of them, shall we? They could all be different, couldn't they? So instead of, we go that way. You can see, should have left the camera as it was, shouldn't I? So it's coming up. Not tricky. This paper is very forgiving, so we're fine. You could actually, I mean, the 3D bits you could use card for. But you do get a nice texture with the cartridge paper. Thank you, Caroline. There we go. So that gives us another effect. Well, that's really reminding me of a flower now, and I can't think of what it is. Just place that in the middle. And if you wanted to, of course, you could use a foam mat and ball tool to shape them. There we go. These little flowers are so cute. And then these ones we could do this way. So they're all different underneath. Just roll that over. Just a little gentle bit of movement and pressure makes a world of difference. No problem, Jeanette.
Oh.
How's the show gone? The stall looked amazing. Okay, and nearly that. Oh.
Yeah, we know the one. We
Yeah, I
know
know the feeling.
We've been there, Jenna, and done that.
Oh, is it the time of year maybe? Ooh, oh dear. Excuse me. That woke everyone up.
Well, you know.
That's it.
Because the storm got people.
Oh. Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep your head up, yeah.
So now that's adhered. Gently run round here. Was there? Doesn't help, does it?
I can't believe these faces. Ooh. I can't get my head around that.
So we're just gently coaxing that paper to go over. And I will tell you what you can do if you've got paper that is a lot wider than this. So we'll put that to where we think it's going to be. So obviously this is going to be the top, so everything else underneath needs to be straight. Let's let this out a little bit. These ones I picked up, I haven't got the screw head on them, which is...
Oh my god, it was that cold, the front windows.
Really? Wow. What have we done to this planet? Okay. That will slide in. You can tell you're going to hold it like that So that's going to be the straight view. Holding this, and just gradually tighten this up as best we can. I prefer the ones that have got a screw head on the end there. It's a lot easier. I picked these up quick in the range. I mean, you can get the embroidery hoops from everywhere. Just keep going around, keep making sure as you're tightening that you're straight. I absolutely love using embroidery hoops. I expect you've seen a lot of samples from me where I've used them. I must go through and find some old photographs and I'll share them. Just so easy. They're decorative, they're affordable, and they're easy to add attachments to for hanging up. Yeah, the stall looked amazing. There we go, get that as tight as we can. Make sure we're all flat. That will be fine. Okay, we turn it over. I haven't got anything coming through on this side now. But if you were using a larger piece of paper, you would have some that sticks up here. However, the easiest thing to do, if you've got a sanding block, you can gently sand over. If there's a lot, obviously trim it first, but then sand it back. And that gives it a really nice, neat finish. If you take any of your pen off, it's no problem. You can just go back over it again. There we go. So just to strengthen everything, we've got our slightly smaller piece of card. Just going to glue this onto the back.
Was one of Jack's, the king, went on about climate change for how many years?
Yeah. And everyone did laugh at him.
Yeah.
Took the mickey. Should have listened.
Oh.
Don't get me started. Going to firm this down across the back here, and of course it depends on what you've used to colour in as well, because if you use alcohol markers on your picture then that will bleed through, so this is quite a good way of covering that up on the back. I mean, no one's going to really see it once it's hanging on a wall, but if you're gifting it, it just makes it nicer.
And it's you as well.
This is true. There we go. Nice and neat. Okay. So I think we'll pop some of the twine on now. So like I said, it was about 70 centimetres. It will depend how much you want hanging on it really, which I've just fold in half and half again. It's nice and easy because we can just tuck these through here.
Oh, that's a nice thing. You can write a message on the back if you give.
Yes, that's a lovely idea. Pull that through like we do when we make tags. Then I'll get it a certain way, and then I just like to add a little blob of glue. push that down. Just helps to stop the threads from running and doing things you don't want them to do. And then we'll tie these off. One, two, three, four. There we go. There's that yellow one. Just want to pull that one a bit tighter. Yeah, can't do another pair of hands. Ah, there you are. Come here. That's it. Now think about there-ish. I think I held it down the last time with something while I did the knot. There we go. Pull that tight. You can pop some more glue on there if you like as well. And then I'm going to come in, trim these. Okay, so we've got a hanger. You put on as much ribbon or twine as you like for how long you want that to hang down. That's nice and countrified, I thought. Okay, so we want to place these. Countrified. Yeah. It is now. I want the first one to come over slightly. I'm just going to pop that in first. Take a little bit of that end off, I think. Glue that into place. So it's coming off the edge. I really love this sprig. Stamp and die. Beautiful, yes. And then we want another one. I think I might do it the opposite way this time and have it come in over that way. Be nice to have it slightly different to the first one. Said before, tweezers help. Have them overlapping slightly. Could 3D them if you want to. And then to cover this up here, we're going to pop down the flower. And I find that a small ball tool is great for holding in the centre, just for the glue to take. Offset the petals. And we've got our blue. Just like these coming off the edge slightly. offset it. Just like the flowers to look quite full. You can put more layers on if you like. Thank you, Bev. And then our little red flower. And this time they're all different shapes. Hazel does a nice shape with flowers as well, like twisting them. That looks really effective. Okay, then we're going to add in our letters. So I'll place them out first to make sure we've got room. You could, of course. Thank you, Andrine. Put someone's name, the occasion. You can make it whatever you want it to be. So that'll be about there. Just so long as we've got a rough idea of where they're going. I'm going to use my tweezers, it's easier. You could place a ruler across here to make sure they're straight. It is, it's brilliant. It's a really handy size.
Circle one, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Jax. Following the rainbow colours again.
I quite like the way you got half
Like, oh. These quite handy because they will just line up in the middle of the gap in between the letters at the top, so that's useful. I like it when things like that happen. I haven't got to think about it too much. Yes. Everybody needs circles and squares in their life. There we go. Start down. So I will just go through what I did with the old paintbrush I had. I've got an old paintbrush. The easiest way I found, what I did was I just ran some sandpaper over the top of the handle and then wiped it clean. Thank you, Caroline. When I was doing this, I held this in place with something either side at the top here to stop it moving about, so that will work fine. And then I got my paint, individual different paints, and then just did little blobs of each colour all the way down. Let that dry, and then it's ready to go. But if you sand it first, it just makes the surface easier to work with, and then the bits aren't as likely to fall off. So sometimes it can be quite shiny, and the acrylic paint will just fall off on you. They do, don't they, Joe? So I've used glossy accents to attach this. Gonna run it down. As we were saying before, it's a really, really good strong glue. And then you can artfully place it across your picture. You will need to give this time to set. Just give that a hold in place. It will grab quite quickly. But glossy accents is great for this kind of thing if you want to attach anything.
Shows the more time as well.
It does. Obviously it's clear. Goes without saying, doesn't it? Obviously, depending on the weather and what have you, that will take different amounts of time to dry. But that is your finishing touch with your little blobs of paint down it. I just thought tied it all in nicely. I'll bring in that one and this one. There we go. That's that all done. So I hope you've enjoyed this combination of the artist palette and the embroidery hoop in one. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will dig out some pictures of other things I've made with embroidery hoops and pop those on. I'll put the instructions and materials lists onto the group as well, so you've got those to hand. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you for joining me. It's been a lovely morning.
You're welcome.
And I shouldn't say it yet because we haven't finished. Touch wood. They haven't cut me short yet. That was a nightmare last time. So yeah, please dig out the embroidery hoops. Have a go. Tag me in because I would love to see what you've done. Yeah, and as I say, they make great gifts or embellishments for your own home. I mean, you could make these for your craft room if you've got one to put on the door. That would be lovely. Friday, do not miss Friday. Julie will be launching something very special indeed on this page. 9 AM, isn't it, Julie? I think. Julie's still there. Something very, very exciting indeed, which you need. You don't just want what's coming, you need what's coming. You will not be able to craft again without it. Thank you, Linda. And I think it's 9, 10 and 7 in the evening. So it was in the afternoon, I think. We've got things on. Double check that there are posts about it. But yeah, you do not want to miss what's coming on Friday. It's fabulous. So, yes, Joe. You need what's coming.
I've got it already.
I will go through, check comments and things, and I will see you in a fortnight, and we will be making things with some MDF next time, which I love doing. I love working with MDF. Thank you, Elizabeth. So take care, everybody. Have a lovely crafty fortnight, and I expect I shall see you, well, I will see you on Friday morning. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.